right, chat. After a little bit of a side digestion or so, apparently Royalty loaded up a video saying that this is the worst VTuber. Literally the worst, absolute worst VTuber. So are we saying that she's the worst VTuber compared to Cinder? Compared to, what is it? What's the name of that one dude from Nichi Sanji? I forgot his name already. Whatever that dude is called or whatever. What else? I'm trying to think of VTubers off the top of my head at the end of the day who were in controversy. We've talked just about like so many VTubers. Oh, that one girl who was basically dating her audience. Yeah, that one too. I forgot her name or whatever her name is. That's one of them. I'm talking about the other one. I'm talking about the most recent one. I'm not talking about that guy, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out how bad this VTuber is, you know? Let's find out how bad. It can't be that bad. Yeah, Gunpie. There you go. That's her. Yeah, that's her name, yeah. How bad can it be?
Look, I know, I've done way too many videos about VTubers lately. I'm acting like a VTuber addict that would take out a mortgage just for another hit. That hit being donating to their streams with zero acknowledgement. And then you quickly have a mental breakdown, get another Oshi.
Yes. What is that? Sayuri? Yeah, Sayuri.
Or find another VTuber to idolize, and delete that Word document with every single bit of information on them from their blood type to their birth date, and then rinse and repeat. But just give me one more day.
That better not be you, chat. That better not be you, fuckers. Alright? I don't want no fucking weird parasocial shit in my goddamn community. I'll beat the parasocial out of you.
One more video. This is the last one. Till some absolutely diabolical law drops. Because for some reason, it's always the VTubing community that apparently...
Oh my god, it's this VTuber! Right, this VTuber who was like pretending to be a girl who had a voice changer and everything like that. Oh my god. Oh yeah, this one. I forgot the name of this VTuber, but yeah, this edgelord over here
attracts the worst of humanity, like a fucking COD Zombies monkey bomb, probably because you can say whatever you want under the disguise of an animated character, and you can still farm around about these.
Not really anything that you want. Not really anything that you want. Let's be honest here. You can't really say anything that you want, okay? Like, yeah, technically you can, but like you're still gonna get like the actions of my consequences are coming back to bite me in the ass, you know? So, you know, I you know, you can say some like fucking horrendous shit, but like, you know, when people catch you and share the clip around social media of you being a dickhead, then you know
Same views as someone with a face cam, because they can somewhat still see you and your reactions. You're just an animated character. But I'm not going to go on my usual spiel. I'm going to keep things short and tight to things bad dragon collectors don't know about.
Damn, that's crazy. I know this fucking picture. Dude, I know this fucking picture too! I saw this picture popped up on my feed a long time ago. This was like 2 years ago? Yeah, this was like 2 years ago when I was like starting off VTubing and everything. Bro, this picture showed up on my timeline, dude. That shit is fucking crazy to see that.
Once again, weird hobby. Some people collect rocks, but you collect things that even your pancreas can say hello to. But a hobby is a hobby. Anyway,
that is true.
But this is somewhat of a conclusion to a story I've been tracking since August 1st, 2024, and in the past I've done 2 videos on this person alone.
Wait, you did 2 videos on this person? Oh, come on, man. They can't be that bad. Come on, man.
I've also been in contact with the people involved and affected, talking to them every now and again, especially when I remember OBS cock-blocks my notifications. But this was all regarding the Falter XV situation.
Falter XV? I don't think has anyone heard this person by any chance? I know someone here in my chat likes to follow so many goddamn VTubers. I know there's one of you in here. I don't know if he's here or not, but like but I've never heard of this one. I've never heard of this VTuber whatsoever.
And the last time I spoke about it was about 9 months ago, where litigation and proceedings were starting to take place between this person and their victims. But in the current time frame, it's suffice to say a lot of things have changed.
Oh.
Now quickly, if you don't know who Falter XV is,
nope.
Thank God, because you have been granted the blessing of blissful ignorance.
Well, it's cause like I don't really keep up with like, you know, I'm not really like keeping up with the VTuber community. Bro, my timeline feed is full of beautiful women. Like that's what my timeline feed is. I'm not really like soaking my goddamn, like it's full of like, number one, it's full of like beautiful women, and then it's full of Japanese stuff. You know, for some apparent reason, my Twitter decided to go visit Japan for vacation for an entire month, and literally my entire feed had became Japanese-ified, you know, for some random apparent reason. I don't know why, but I'm not complaining though. I'm you know what? I love it. So yeah.
Recently today, they were basically posting harassment of me all day long, essentially.
Falter is a self-proclaimed femboy VTuber in their mid-30s that is
femboy VTuber in their mid-30s. I see. Okay.
infamously known in both the VTuber community and many other gaming communities, from games like Elite Dangerous to
The fuck is that? I've never heard of that before.
Destiny. Personally, I thought people stopped playing Destiny when you found out you were only renting the DLCs before it disappeared forever. But with Falter, he has a rather short fuse to say the least. He will target and harass you if you say anything about him, or if you simply just disagree.
Wait, Ringtail? Hold up a second. I think I know this one. I think I know this person. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Let me see. Hold up. I think I know this person. I think this person follows me on Twitter. I think. Hold up. Let me see. Hold on. I gotta confirm this. No. It's a different person. Never mind. It's a different one. It has a similar profile picture, but it's a different person.
Agree with him. I'm pretty sure one of his longest conflicts that is still ongoing basically started because one person said they prefer shotguns over snipers on Halo. This is exactly what happened with the M14 versus Olympia gang, and something I would definitely expect from a Destiny player.
What?
But the M14 does absolutely clear, so go f*** yourself. And even people that have played games with them without—
Wait. This started because they started talking about guns in a video game? This is how it started?
knowing their past, and have only been exposed to them for about 16 minutes, speak out about how terrible that short—
I'm an armored core victim of Falter XV. I managed to out-bully him, but he's genuinely insane. Yo, I didn't even see this. Falter already trying to harass me even since I played Division 2 with him, Lamau. He's been trying to fuck with me ever since then, but haven't been giving him attention. He's even been insulting my military service. There's a guy I heard about who's going by Devial, who had an absolute nasty encounter with Falter. Falter tried to destroy his life over a video game. The dude is nuts. Really? Over a video game? Just
interaction was.
Yeah.
And if you unfortunately land yourself in Falter's sights, you can expect harassment like spamming from bot accounts, endless stories generated about you, from his many confirmed alt accounts, where in most of them they are the victim and they are the one being harassed. In one case they had a physical altercation occur in real life, and they started to spin the story that it was one of their victims that—
do they wait, does this, hold on, do they exist by any chance? Hold up, do they still actually exist to this day? That's my question asked. Let me see. Holy shit, they do exist. Oh my god, they're still alive to this day. They're in protected mode at the moment. They do have a Twitch account. To this day, of course. They got 1.5k followers. Oh, they just streamed 4 hours ago. What? That's crazy. 4 hours ago they streamed. Oh wow. That's crazy to see that actually.
Physically assaulted them, but upon each telling of this story he changes the victim that apparently assaulted them, and there's been several retellings of this story with each a different person. And let's not forget about the countless copyright strikes he's sent out, removing most videos about him and spam reporting his victims' profiles across multiple platforms, to the point where those platforms remove their accounts due to the sheer amount of reports sent in. This person is doing a generational run for spamming legal takedowns for some of these people. It got to the point where he copyrighted one of his victims' profile pictures on Twitter, claiming it was his, and it worked. He also took down a post going over his Destiny 2 stat page, and something I've personally never seen before, DMCA'd somebody on Discord. Let me say that again, Discord.
I didn't think that was possible on Discord.
And got their account temporarily removed. On top of that, one of these victims has been working on their own book, not related to this whatsoever, and they've actively been claiming things like commissions made for the book, like assets and graphics, claiming it as their own and DMCAing them. So they get banned off the platforms they posted it on and can't spread word about their book. They also previously got banned from YouTube's copyright system, because once again they were blatantly abusing it and also doxing people through the information when they counted it, which they got around quite quickly with another account. They even involved some of their victims in litigation, including one person that wasn't even in the same country, who he got a restraining order against, and with the people that did fight against him in court, he was then banned from the copyright board and submitting copyright requests, of which he apparently got around by using somebody else's name and identity, of which some people believe was his own grandmother, which is also very illegal. Also, in those court documents, he rambles for paragraphs. Even in one, he blames the copyright board directly, and in another case mentions that story about how he got jumped by all his victims, even though most of his victims have never even been in the same state as him. There is no wonder he was banned from the copyright board. In addition, he's harassed many people off the internet, like Rep, who I spoke to before, who has wiped all of their socials and associations with their own name because he just didn't want to deal with it anymore. And there was somebody else that also disappeared and nobody's heard from in a while. He harassed somebody that eventually ended up at a mental institute at one point, and somebody else that was not mentally doing okay and is no longer with us today, of which
oh, geez. Oh my, okay. All right, I see where this is going.
friends found a public obituary for their name.
Oh my. Oh my. Wow. I'm surprised this person is still streaming, to be honest.
And there are so many more things this so-called femboy VTuber has done, but we might be coming.
Bro, it's only 6 minutes into the video out of a 25-minute video. We're not even there yet, bro. We're not even halfway there.
To the conclusion, the Star Wars Return of the Jedi, if you will, because we all know there was no sequel that occurred after it. But once again, I jumped into a call with Fliplight, someone that has been the primary target of Falter for years. He's also one of the people that apparently physically assaulted Falter, and is the main antagonist in his fictional stories where he's the victim. The same person who had their book and other works affected directly by said person, and someone who is also a VTuber. And I learned that things actually got somewhat worse surrounding this situation.
Well.
Hello? So after catching up with Flip a bit, like finding out his book actually did release, and finding out Falter actually went out of their way to buy it so he could post about it on Twitter.
I'm making stuff. I'm doing. I mean, like since we last talked, I put out a book. I have.
Oh, your book finally went through.
Yeah, it's just one of my short stories. However, what is really funny little thing, he bought my book.
He bought your book?
He bought my book because he made a tweet talking about it. Well, he made mention, and you can't read the last page unless you buy the book.
Okay.
He made mention that I linked the last page, my website on the last page.
But he didn't.
So he would have had to have bought the book to see that.
That is Division 1 hating at its finest. I also found out that not only did Falter have a copyright case with Flip, not only with Noobster, another person I previously spoke to, he also had one with the VTuber Alara, due to...
Holy shit, Alara? Damn, I was not expecting her name to pop up into this.
Her briefly speaking about him in a video, which he also tried to do through the copyright board and got rejected when he was banned. But he also has another case with the YouTuber VTubing Explained, who also briefly mentioned him a month ago in a video going over various VTuber controversies, and also included 2 other VTubers. I think Falter was in it for like 2 minutes, but this time he didn't go to the copyright board. As said before, he was banned and tried impersonating one of his family members to get around it to no avail. So after...
Holy shit, dude. God damn, dude. The only thing he knows how to use or so in the real world is how to abuse the copyright system. That's literally all he knows.
After being banned from the copyright board, he decided to file it with a local court, and Falter would actually have to fly to where VTubing Explained lived to attend said court case. But the court, as Flip believes, doesn't have the power to manage the copyright case, let alone he doesn't believe Falter is going to turn up, as he has a history of not doing so throughout most of his cases, and even apparently said he would drop the case if the guy paid him $2,000.
To a guy named VTuber Explained, who I actually asked my permission to talk about with you today, and he said yes. Falter is like banned from the CCB or whatever, as you know. He's banned until next year. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to go directly through the court system now. The issue is he's stupid, and he filed on this guy at, I think it's called the municipal court, which is like a local court, but they don't actually have any jurisdiction over copyright. So that guy's VTuber Explains physically is talking to a lawyer, and the lawyer was like, yeah, no, you're probably going to be okay. Obviously, I can't guarantee anything. But like there's basically no reason it should go through because the court doesn't even have the jurisdiction to be covering this. He also tried to harass the guy to get like $2,000 out of him almost.
How?
Like he was like, oh yeah, I'll drop this case if you pay me $2,000.
And he didn't show up to other court cases before.
No, he doesn't show up to most of them.
What?
And that's the other problem is with this guy. So like the VTuber Explained guy, Falter would have to go to court with him, and they're states away, like really far away, to be honest with you. So I don't really know if Falter's gonna pay for a plane ticket to show up to court.
But anyway, Falter is supposed to turn up in court in person soon to face VTuber Explained within a local court that might not be able to do anything, as I'm led to believe copyright is more of a federal thing than a local thing, and that's even if he does turn up. Now with the VTuber Alara, Falter wasn't done there either. Even though the copyright case between them was closed, Falter always holds a grudge. And when Flip would attempt to directly email Falter to release the copyright on one of his YouTube videos, and Flip would receive a very odd email response. On top of claiming Flip was actually the one false DMCAing people, and conveniently he links all the dockets for the court cases, he would also claim Flip has emailed the wrong person, followed by a first name and surname that doesn't belong to Falter. It belongs to Alara, and this is Falter's email, which, surprise surprise, is impersonation once again and can also be considered illegal.
Damn, dude. No, that's crazy to hear that.
So he pretends to be her in this email, and this is what his DMCA emails.
You emailed him to retract his copyright claim, and then he turns around and says, no, I'm actually this VTuber, who are you? And then uses their full name.
One, he also puts my name in there. You know, it's all the same wording, talking about like terrorizing him and all this other stuff. Like, it is Falter. And it's also the email that Falter provides in a bunch of his legal filings.
But why did he involve her in it? Why did he try and act like her when you were messaging him to attract the DMCA?
I do not know, outside the fact that he is ghoulishly evil.
But this...
It does really feel like this person's... I'm surprised this person is even streaming to this day. Wait, hold up a second. Hold up. Hold up a second. Is there... Hold on. What? No way. What? No way. Are you serious? An average 119 viewers? No shot, dude. No shot. This person actually has a platform, dude. That's crazy. Dude, that's crazy. Dude, that's crazy. Bro, man. You guys make the most craziest people famous, dude. I swear, dude. You guys generally make people, like, actually the crazy ones famous. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy to see that. Dude, these numbers are crazy to see. Damn, dude. The human race always surprises me and piques my interest, to be honest, how you guys make certain individuals famous. That's just crazy. Honestly, that's just wild. Where to put the video at? Oh no, I accidentally freaking. That's the crazy though. That's wild to see that. Though.
About like terrorizing him and all this other stuff. Like, it is Falter. And it's also the email that Falter provides in a bunch of his legal filings.
But why did he involve her in it? Why did he try and act like her when you were messaging him to attract the DMCA?
I do not know, outside the fact that he is ghoulishly evil.
But this actually gets much, much worse. Now, one of the things many people, including the victims of Falter, couldn't really put a pin on was why. Why are they like this? Why do they do what they do? Why do they go out of their way to do what they do? To the point of creating fraudulent litigation against people after some of these people just simply disagreed with him or just said the things you're doing aren't very chemo-chi. And on top of that, for better words, he'll just start schizo posting about them. I think he even created an hour-long video about how bad Ringtails is, just for simply calling them out on what they were doing. And even Flip, the person that's been dealing with him for years, didn't know why he keeps doing this, especially at his age where he should be a grown adult.
I don't know what's wrong with him, but there is very clearly something wrong with him. There is something, he is mentally unwell in some way, and that's not even me just trying to be edgy and insult him. I genuinely think he's mentally unwell.
I just always assumed they were like a deranged troll or something. We even attempted to speak to Falter multiple times and extended an olive branch to try and resolve this situation, and he just refused and doubled down on his Wizard of Oz romantic Wattpad fanfictions about these victims. Attempting to communicate with him is useless, and trying to find out why he does what he does is impossible. Well, it was until Flip found additional court documents for a different case, a case involving his grandmother, the same person he tried to use to skirt around the copyright board, and his own grandmother requested a restraining order against him, and not only was it protecting his grandmother, it was protecting other family members as well, like young kids from 2 to 10, and others like the grandmother's spouse and granddaughter. Now, it's important to note that the restraining order never went through, because both the grandmother and Falter did not show up to finalize it. So the courts just dropped the case. Maybe they managed to resolve the issue the two of them were having, and they no longer needed the restraining order or something. But when it was ongoing, a number of statements were made by the grandmother. One of them being the following: "My grandson has mental illness. I started to pay rent on his apartment 2 years ago. Since then, he has become increasingly demanding more and more money, and he's abused my credit card without permission." And then finishes off with, "He has become increasingly verbally abusive and threatening." And there was also an...
Why haven't they, like, put this person in the loony bin? Why haven't they done that yet? That's my question to ask. This person is becoming very erratically violent.
An additional statement Flip found: "There is a 20-year history of verbal abusiveness and behavioral problems. The police have been called on numerous occasions when he lived with me in the past, as well as when he lived with his parents." It's also stated on his grandmother's card he tried to buy $1,200 worth of goods from Amazon without her permission.
Jesus.
So yes, I would say Falter has problems. He needs help. And he needs to not be on the internet, because not only is he causing irreparable damage on the internet, he also...
I'm gonna let you guys know. This person has over 100 viewers in their streams. This person has a platform. I'm just saying. For some reason, there are some people actually watching them. 100 people. Over 100 people watching this person. Probably bots. I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Allegedly has a history of doing it in his own personal life, to the point where it affects his family.
He needs to be offline. That's the reality. He needs to be completely offline. It's exactly what I told you the first time we talked. I don't like advocating for the deplatforming of anybody, even people I extremely disagree with. But there's a point where somebody is so potentially hazardous due to the repeated illegalities of breaking DMCA law and IRL harassment that there's a point where you have to go, maybe this guy should not be online anymore.
Can you get a restraining order online against him?
Yeah, but pay for it how? I mean, true. Like, that's expensive.
Flip is one of many that deserve to be this angry with Falter. Not only has he disturbed his work with things like the advertising of his book, claiming assets for the game he's working on even when they have his watermark in the corner, and the removal of multiple accounts across multiple platforms like Twitter, YouTube, and Discord. And the platforms don't really get involved, even though it is blatant abuse of their copyright systems, and all they do is tell Flip to take it to court because they don't want to get involved. But also Flip has lost a lot of friends from this, like with once again Rep, who isn't online anymore.
Yeah.
Flip's reputation has also been somewhat smeared by the things Falter says and people believe. He's been doxxed, he's been threatened with his own information. On top of having to deal with most of this, counterclaiming and sorting through legal documents in his own spare time whilst he works a full-time job.
I have lost 6 Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
So it takes 6 DMCAs for a Twitter account to go down. That is 36 DMCAs just on me. Not counting the, I think, 5 or 6 YouTube claims. And then he's also DMCA'd by Imgur probably about 8 times. And my first account was my biggest, on Twitter at least. My first account on Twitter was the biggest. And that sucked to lose. But everything after that, it's stressful, but it's more mildly annoying than anything at this point. And all the false accusations are ridiculous. I don't like being... The problem is he keeps saying things like, "Oh, well, Flip has stabbed me," or "Flip's a homophobe," or "Flip is all this other shit," and it's like the variety of claims are as numerous as they are ludicrous. There are so many claims that he makes. Oh, the time alone. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. I've probably been dealing with this guy for, in terms of all the different conversations I've had to do, videos that I've done, legal paperwork, everything else. I guarantee that I have been just dealing with that side of things for at least 500 hours. So, you know, you'll have a day of peace when you have a day where everything hits the fan, and I've just spent 3 hours filling out paperwork, 4 hours filling out fucking paperwork. I'm working on so much of my own stuff right now, and Falter's not my whole life. You know, he's a footnote in my story. And I've got other things that are more important. You know, I got engaged. I'm getting married soon.
Hey, congrats.
Like, I have other things. You know, the game I'm working on, my book. Like,
game.
I have other stuff that I have to be putting money into besides dealing with some freak online. No, yeah, I have lost friends over this. Yeah, no, people have completely gone offline. And it's a shame because, like, Rep and I, for example, we were good friends. Like, you know, if Rep came back, I'd welcome them back with open arms. We didn't have a falling out or anything. It's just Rep is so frustrated with Falter, he doesn't want to fucking deal with it anymore. In that regards, yeah, I've lost a lot of people. There's a lot of people I know who've gone completely offline because of him. You know, I can think of 5 off the top of my head.
Yeah, but if you had to put a number on how many people he's affected overall,
well over 100. Are you? Yeah, like well over 100. 100%.
And when Noobster, one of Flip's close friends, and someone that also had a legal case with Falter and was helping document all the actions that he had done, including the 90-plus page document on him, Noobster in April 2025 at the young age of 22 would unfortunately get into an accident and did not survive it. And upon hearing about this, Falter would express no remorse, no empathy, and in fact would take advantage of this to finally get rid of the 90-plus page document, because Noobster was the owner of the Google Drive and now could not counter any copyright claim to take it down. And according to Flip, he would also try to attempt to get his accounts taken down as well, as he's done with so many of his other victims, and he still occasionally makes tweets about him.
Yeah, because Noob's gone. I mean, after Noob died, Noob and I were like really good friends, so I was fucking shocked to hear that. But also like him dying aside, like he had so much information on everything, man. I mean, so much, and I don't feel right even
just leave
like
it.
Yeah, like he needs to I don't want to just leave it because Noob put so much time into this. Like, Noob cared about this a lot. Noob wanted to see Falter brought to justice because of everything that Falter did. And there's not much I can do for Noob. Like, at all. I mean, there's nothing more I can do. But I can fucking fight this. And, you know, both for myself and for him, I think it's the right thing to do is to try to keep fighting this until we get some sort of resolution. You know, protecting my own copyright aside, this is what Noob wanted. The last time we talked, Noob wanted me to keep fighting this.
It's honestly surprising how many people this person has affected, and I only know of a small amount of them. There could be so many more, and nothing serious has been done about it. Yes, he got banned at one point from submitting YouTube DMCAs, but he got around that pretty quickly. And yes, with the copyright board, he did get banned, but when they found out he tried to do the same thing with somebody else's identity, they just slapped another year on said ban. Nothing has been done by platforms, even though people like Flip have been contacting them to try and make them aware, which seems all but useless, especially with Discord for some reason. Like, he actually copyrighted a message.
What?
It's the images in the messages, Google images, stuff like that. See, I believe. I'm not sure because, fun fact, Discord still hasn't showed me what he DMCA'd. Which is illegal, and I've repeatedly messaged Discord, hey, dumb fucks, you gotta show me what he DMCA'd. You know what they still haven't fucking done? And we're talking about a year later for some of these? I still have not seen what he has DMCA'd on my account, and Discord will not fucking tell me.
But there is a bit of hope, because not only is he supposed to appear in court with Vtuber Explained very soon, admittedly only
Wait, this is happening pretty soon? No way, no shot. They're not going to show up. There's no way they're going to show up.
For a copyright dispute, but he has also been served by Flip. No, he didn't pull a sick move in the middle of the street. As of September, legal documents were placed in Falter's hands at his residence after trying to avoid them for months. In previous attempts, he said that the person on the document wasn't him, or they got the wrong house. I was actually doing air quotations there if you couldn't tell. But confirmed by the sheriff along with the description of him, it was in fact Falter, and he was served and eventually will have to appear in court with Flip for the damages he's done. At least to Flip, and only for the copyright, and if he loses he will have to pay Flip.
This is the longest stretch that I haven't been DMCA'd by him in a while. It's been like, I think a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But even then, I think the reason why he's not is he just got served by me. He avoided service on my other case because this isn't the first time I filed. The other case,
he avoided service.
He lied to the server over and over again, and then when the sheriff tried to serve him, it was too late because he had taken so much time lying to the server.
Oh, on your other case.
Yeah. So this is the new case, which is for the exact same thing. But I also added misrepresentation in there, so I can also ding him for that. It's for copyright and misrepresentation under the DMCA, both.
Okay, so what's like the worst thing that can happen to him if that goes through?
He'll pay me money. That's literally the worst thing that will happen.
Also, I realize I'm typing a lot in the background. Yeah. No, I'm not playing a game of League of Legends. I'm just simply writing down notes because we called for a long time. Now, for all he's done, even if Flip does win, it still won't repair all the damages Falter has done him fully and other people. And it doesn't fully stop him from harassing others. As Flip said, he genuinely needs his internet access revoked, especially with how much damage he has done. And platforms need to prevent him from doing these fraudulent takedowns and blatant harassment. However, whilst it may not be a proper conclusion, it's something. Hopefully he will be held somewhat accountable in this instance, and hopefully it's a step in a good direction.
Oof. Jesus. Jesus Christ. Okay, alright. It was actually pretty bad. Yeah, that's definitely pretty bad compared to Cinder's level anyways. This is like completely nothing compared to Cinder's. And they're still streaming to this day as well with fucking 3-digit numbers, bro. I am so confused how you guys make like the wrong kinds of people famous, bro. I can never understand you guys. I really can't. It's wild to see this person's numbers, and I'm just kind of like, how is this person still having an audience? Video is back up for now after being taken down due to copyright abuse? No way, you serious? What? Whoa, that's crazy. So they were literally attacking. They were trying to get this video taken down, dude. What, dude? That's crazy. Okay. Wow, that's pretty like, dude, that's crazy. What a crazy story, man. That is the most craziest VTuber I've ever seen. What an actual crazy VTuber. This freaking person named freaking, you know, Falter XV? Yeah, Falter XV or whatever, you know? That's crazy. They are, yep. I gotta say, they are a pretty crazy VTuber. But, not surprised that there are crazy VTubers at the end of the day. Anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. Anyone who calls Nux the worst needs to know of Falter, and I will make sure to make the word spread from now on. I'm surprised this person still has a platform, actually, to be honest. That's what I'm surprised about. Yeah, he just has really bad takes. This person is just beyond cooked. you know? But yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. And, peace.